New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio introducing a municipal identification for some 500,000 illegal immigrants who live in the city this week.
We are adamant that people cannot and should not live in the shadows. We don't want any of our fellow New Yorkers to feel like second-class citizens. We don't want them to feel left out. We want them to feel disrespected. And this ID addresses substantially the notion that we all matter. And everyone has an identity. By definition, everyone's identity should be recognized.
Those with these IDs will be able to open bank accounts, gain access to state buildings, have a free one-year membership to enter the city's top cultural institutions. Joining us now to talk about whether or not this is legal or not, Fox News legal analyst Lise Wheel, criminal defense attorney Rebecca Rose Woodland. Thank you both for being here.
Good to be here.
Lise, what's going on? I mean, and by the way, could he have been more pompous in that?
I know.
My God.
This is incredible, and here's why. Because you can go into your local library, any place like that, where they have these places where you can get the cards. It's a photo ID card issued by the state of New York. Okay, so you'd say you need to have a residency requirement, and you need to show who you are. Well, if you're a foreign national, you can show who you are by giving a foreign national card, which, by the way, because I went on the website today to look at the actual government website, and it does not have to be machine readable. I can come in there with a pencil drawing and say, this is my card, and I'll get it then with a utility bill. And by the way, you don't even need a utility bill. You can come in and say, oh, here's a note from my religious organization or a note from a nonprofit I'm a part of, and that'll be enough.
That I live in this particular part of Manhattan, and that's good enough in one of the boroughs. And that's, I think Lisa's really hitting a big point, Lou. The point is, how do we know who's who now? People are just going to come up with names.
And then they can transfer from one state to another. Exactly. They can move. Exactly.
My friend Ali Noorani, who's the chair of the National Immigration Forum, congratulating on Twitter today the mayor for providing for the community's needs and interest in so doing. He's an advocate for amnesty, for open borders, and one of the country's, I think, most knowledgeable people on illegal immigration, period. This is superseding federal law. It is against the law to create sanctuary cities. We have 70 of them in the country. And the list is going. And this is not an administration that's going to prosecute. It's not going to secure the border. It's not going to prosecute. It's not going to deport. So what game are we playing at here, and is there any resolution?
Well, I don't know that there is, because meanwhile there are 10 other cities and counties around the country, including San Francisco, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., that have exactly the same kind of laws. So they haven't been struck down.
But it's balkanizing the country, and at some point there has to be, and I assume that you know, you've got the Chamber of Commerce working hand in glove with left-wing organizations to disregard. You know, the Chamber of Commerce wants cheap labor. They talk about high value, highly educated, sophisticated folks they want to bring into the country or keep in the country. The reality is nearly everyone is low educated, low skills.
You know, I think what we're also looking at is we're looking at a situation that could be possibly used to the advantage of, well, we're not allowing them status as a citizen. But if you're allowed to access banking institutions, then why can't we now tax those who are here who claim, well, we would pay tax if we
You're trying to drive them back into the shadows, Rebecca.
How am I doing that? Because I pay my taxes, and I'm proud to do it. I'm proud to do it for the American government.
I am obviously being facetious.
No, I know.
But you will be charged with that.
You will.
Like that.
But my worry is even something, I agree with completely, you know? But my worry is something even different from that. My worry is if you're here, you're Al-Qaeda. You're here, you want to, you want to get into a bank. You want to lease a house.
You mean you actually really want to know who's here?
You know, I'm shocked, but when there might be terrorists, I kind of want to know.
I do too.
And I don't want them traveling from state to state with just, and they can give this to the police officers.
We're out of time. I want to turn to David Petraeus. Apparently, Eric Holder wants him in jail, charging him with, planning to charge him with felonies. He promises to be fair, which I thought was awfully big of him. Is this a witch hunt on Petraeus?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to be a successful prosecution, and here's why. Because
just being prosecuted in this country right now is a hell of a punishment.
And witch hunt is a good word.
Okay. You agree, Rob?
Well, I think the issue here is, look, Petraeus, where is the information coming from? We don't know, and it's now being leaked out. So the leaks they claim...
We know.
Well, come on. I mean, the leaks they claim Petraeus gave leaks to, what was the intent? Was there intent to commit any sort of crime or any sort of...
It doesn't matter. If
right.
this
That's where
Attorney
we have
General
to look at
and the
intent.
Justice Department goes after him, is it or is it not a witch hunt?
But the
well, that's what I'm saying. Where was there an intent to commit some sort of conspiracy and
he didn't,
act against?
The hurdle for the prosecution is the president himself said this is not harm national security, and that's the measure for passing this.
2 years later, we're in the same prosecution, it seems to me, at least investigation for prosecution. Thank you very much.
Got it.
Did I put a T in prosecution beyond the one that belongs in? Thank you both.
You're perfect at everything you do.
Bless your heart. It's great to see you both. Thank you.
See you.
Congratulations to Ohio State University and head coach Urban Meyer beating the Oregon Ducks in the inaugural NCAA College Football Championship game last night. And congratulations to Oregon, the great Oregon Ducks, and Coach Mark Helfrich on a great season that was entertaining in so many ways, a delight, and both teams should be very proud. ESPN, I should point out, a big winner as well. Overnight ratings showing the telecast